Absolutely.
I hope everyone is doing fine. I would say good evening my time and good afternoon, good morning, whatever your time might be. And as our CEO has rightly mentioned, my name is Nazeh Abel and I will be your lecturer for today. And we are starting the AI fundamentals for the curious minds. And I believe like we will have one or two things to learn. As David actually mentioned that AI has become like everything that we deal with, either consciously or unconscious. And it's just more like what we have today when we look at the internet, because before the internet become quite accessible as it is today, it was just more like it has a buzz around. And the same thing is what is happening with AI now. In our today's class, we will be starting with the fundamentals, and I hope we will that should get us started with the subsequent classes that are going to follow that. Some of them will be quite more detailed in the subsequent classes, but this is just an intro. And yeah, I can share my screen. And I hope you guys can now see my screen. Yep. So today, our learning objectives will be like to understand the definition of what an AI and describe the evolution of the AI and also identify the key capabilities of the modern AI system. And we will also be looking at understanding AI transformative impact across various industries. And we will also be able to differentiate different kind of AIs as we are in this journey. And the last one is to be able to recognize practical ways that we can start using AI to enhance or to augment our ability to be more productive in our business, in our career, in our day-to-day things that we do. So now, when we look at what is AI, right? Is a common word that we see around. And we can say AI refers to a machine that tends to display intelligence, as the word says. When it's say artificial, it's not a natural intelligence, but it's an intelligence that is harnessed in a way. So this allows machines or softwares to be able to display some sort of intelligence in them by helping by them being able to reason, by them being able to make human cognitive functions like learning and problem solving. So these are the core things that makes a system to be intelligent. And these are also some of the things that makes us our cognitive functions that makes us to be able to learn, and that also makes us to be able to solve problems are one of the key things that allows us to be intelligent animals in that case, if I might say. So well, this also includes like the machine being able to learn, to reason, to solve problem, to have a perception, and to also have a language understanding, which is why like in the AI, you should be able to communicate to the machine in a high level language, in a natural language that you speak. And the AI or the machine should be able to understand that. Just the same way that I'm speaking right now, using the natural language that we all understand, and that should also be applicable to an artificial intelligence or an AI system. So the key concepts are around AI tends to learn from data. That is what it relies on. there is no AI without data. So AI, the core concept, it's around it using data. And the main, what makes it intelligent is that it's able to reason, to be able to reach a particular goal or conclusions or result or output based on the task or based on the conditions or situations or factors presented to it. And one of the key thing also is that an artificial intelligence is, it should be able to have self-correction. It should be able to correct itself in a certain level, and it should also learn to adapt as things evolve or as the situation or the data or the knowledge evolve in that space. And it should be able to perceive. And many of us are fan of using fan of Apple devices, Samsung, whatever. Those devices uses computer vision, and some of us also have like devices like Siri, Alexa in our homes, and we use those things. So the one of the AI ability is to be able to perceive. Now, your your device, for example, your face ID, it knows when you present your face before the phone, it's able to perceive using computer vision to be able to know that it's you and unlock your phone. And in terms of like Siri, Alexa, is able to dictate your voice when you are giving a command. This is one of the thing around AI. It helps it. It should have a perception. So that is one key thing. And now the mostly the AI is built around the neural networks, which is inspired by how our human brain are actually working. And it's we are our brains are all interconnection of different set of neurons that tends to be able to communicate. Those people in medical line will have a better understanding of how our brains are wired, and we are all it's all connected with different set of neurons that allows them to be fired at different kind of frequency and at different levels, which allows them to be able to communicate a message that the brain also understands or interprets. And so what makes AI a powerful tool? So AI strength, actually the core of AI lies in its speed to be scalable. Okay. And this allows AI like to be able to process a vast number of data. It has the ability to crunch on an extreme large number of data at a very fast speed, beyond the human capacity, beyond the ability that we can in seconds, and which makes it be able to complete tasks that we cannot complete as fast as it can. And one other thing is that it has a pattern recognitions. So our human brain, with even though we don't actually use the full capacity, I mean, we use a tiny bit of our human brain, which makes it quite difficult for us to be able to spot patterns or process some things. Now, AI, what makes it powerful is that it can dictate or spot patterns that are not quite visible to us. And for example, when we have like fraud, it is used in finance, like fraud detection, for it to be able to flag a transaction as fraudulent or not. And I remember like in 2023, when ChatGPT emerged, there was a case that ChatGPT was able to correctly diagnose a child that has not been able to be diagnosed for like that has been to like 17 doctors and they've not been able to accurately give the right diagnosis of that child sickness. And AI, ChatGPT, then was able to accurately diagnose that child sickness, which was quite impressive. So this is the power that AI can give us to be able to spot invisible trends that we are not seeing, because it will take us a lot of processing ability or time to be able to connect the dots. And AI can be able to connect those dots in a split of seconds or minutes. And one other thing is that automation. AI is a powerful tool because it gives us the ability to, yeah, to automate repetitive tasks. We can have like passing of documents. For example, some of us have filled some of the job application forms where you just upload your CV and everything will get populated for you. I mean, some of us have chat with bots that have answered our queries accurately and perfectly and timely. And we have like robotic arms and many other things. So this AI allows us to be able to automate some of these repetitive tasks, which frees us to be able to handle most of the powerful things that we can. And yeah. So one other thing is that AI continue to learn. So many AI systems use machine learning, meaning they improve as they experience. Like, so you get a feedback loop that allows the system to be able to improve. So as the system gets more data, the yeah, they fine tune the models and make it more effective over time. So the more data it has, the more data it's able to learn. So like we have like products like recommendation systems or language translators. Yeah, those we've used some of the shopping websites like Amazon. Um, yeah, you have like Amazon, Konga, whatever, wherever like you are. Definitely, excuse me. Definitely, there are shopping platforms that when you log into those platforms, you have like some of the recommended products that they are recommending for you. This is a recommendation systems that leverage the data or the browsing history or the events that you have or the actions you perform on the website in order to be able to make recommendations of product that they think you will likely buy or that you might likely want. So they uses this recommendation system to do that. And this allows it to be more accurate. The more you learn, the more you interact with the system. Just like language translators, it helps the AI system to be able to learn further as we use it every now and then. So AI is a powerful tool because it has given us the power to be creative. It's also creative and it can generate content. We are now in the era of generative AI, which allows it AI to be able to create content, and that is impressive because it allows the AI to create any content that can be text, can be image. AI can write code for us now. AI can generate a video for us of any kind depending on whatever we want. It can generate an image of whatever kind. So this generative AI, it's the one that gives it the ability to be able to create something out of the data or out of the information you have given it. And this makes it the best option that we have. So most importantly is that AI system learn to get better over time. Think of how, like, for example, your email spam filter that catches every spam in your email. I don't know if some of us wonder how sometimes you see that you go to your spam emails and you see emails that have been put there. It's AI that tends to use an algorithm in order to filter those emails as emails, and they put it down there. So based on your recommendations and based on your settings, whatever, they tend to adapt that. So AI gives helps us since the AI is a machine, it never sleeps and it can walk around the clock. So we don't really need to worry. So that makes it quite efficient. And yeah, it gives us a combination of speed, accuracy, learning, and tirelessness, and which makes it a transformative tool in our toolkit in every day. So a bit of like the history of AI. AI did not start today, actually. AI has been evolving over time, right from 1940s and 1950. That was when the foundation of AI started. In 1950s, the term artificial intelligence was first coined at a conference. So the early researchers focused on symbolic reasoning and simple neural networks. So there wasn't really much around that time that they were doing. So they just, yeah, had some simple things around and stuff like that. But if the main goal was that if human evaluator, the main goal then was to be able to see how can we evaluate the machine being able to understand, to have an intelligence like we do. So, and in those areas, we have things like Alan Turing test to be able to evaluate the machine, like to distinguish from a machine and a human through a conversation that is set to be an intelligent. And that was how the whole thing actually started by, can machines actually think, really? And that was the journey of how AI was birthed. And today we look at, in 1960s, that was the early development. Notable programs like ELIZA and early chatbot and Dendra were some of those AIs that were developed afterwards. And they were formally coined as AI because they consider them as a starting journey of the whole thing. And these programs, this AI system were at their infancy, even though they are not really much of a thing now. But in that era, they were a great thing, really. They were something. They were a groundbreaking thing because those machines could actually demonstrate some sort of intelligence. Now, in 1980s, that was when we had like AI winter or the neural networks. That was when they first came in around. So we have like one of the major thing in AI, which is that allows the machines to be able to get feedbacks, is the back propagations, which allows the neural networks to be able to update and improve on the learnings of whatever it has learned through the process when it is in the learning phase. And the back propagations was one of the groundbreaking thing that actually happens in the AI space. And then we look at the 1990s, the emergence of machine learning. So we have the Deep Blue famous that defeated the world chess champion, Gary Kasparov in 1997. This AI system was able to defeat a human, a chess player, a world champion in a chess competition. So, which was now a push to look at like AI at this infancy level is able to defeat human, and something that's gonna really be great. Now, just to mention that in this era, AI was not really that intelligent, really. It were more like around you have some sort of like rule-based systems that were built around the systems and having a knowledge base that they will be able to use or to tap from in order to make the decisions or to do whatever they were doing. And we went to we traveled down to 2000s, where like the genesis of deep learning. This is one of the AI concept also that allows that revolutionize the speech recognition and the computer visions that we use. The speech recognition is the one that allows us to be able to talk to systems like Siri, Alexa. They allows this kind of AI algorithms allow those systems to be able to understand what we are saying. And the computer visions ones, it allows us to be able to, it allows the system to be able to map your patterns, to map patterns by recognizing, for example, pictures, by recognizing your face when you put it before, like when you raise your phone in front of your face for it to unlock and stuff like that. This was the groundbreaking for that particular technology that we are using that happened. Down we go back to like 2010s, the rise of natural language processing, where like the IBM Watson triumphed on a competition. Soon after that, we had the advance of models like ChatGPT, which they were known like a GPT model then, that they were having the ability to be able to understand the language that we speak, the English, the Yoruba, the Hausa, whatever, the Igbo, the whatever language that you speak, French, Spanish, Italian, or whatever. It was this advent, 2010, that those things actually started happening, becoming more groundbreaking. Now in 2020s, which starting from 2020, we are the generative AI, those ones that we have ChatGPT showing up, and then which they were the main time that many of us actually learn about AI. Now, this is a journey that AI has evolved over time, which tells us also at this point that AI is just ushering us into a new era of innovation, but it has been evolving right from 1940s to this point that it is. The reason why when many of us are just learning about it is because we've not been aware of how we've been using it. Now, even before we start talking about like when we start seeing AI things around the air, in the air, on the internet, whatever, we've been having things like recommendations on our systems. We've been seeing like Facebook posts on things that you see, like you start watching things that maybe similar things that you've been seeing on TikTok. You see those things also, like you start seeing some certain kind of videos that are popping up on your timelines on Instagram, whatever. You're seeing those things, but some of us actually didn't pay attention to because they've been there. They've been actually doing those things for a while. So it's not really happening. It's not just happening now. It's been happening for quite a while. I mean, right? So just, and we can say that, yeah, I added a picture of AI evolution, which, and this is just a summary to say, this is one of the tests that defines if an AI system is intelligent or not, when it's known as the Alan Turing's, which can machines think. If the system passes a Turing test, which means you're not able to identify to differentiate between a system that sends a message, for example, and when a human does. And we have in 1956, that was when the term AI was first coined. It's just a summary. And in 1965, we have this chatbot, and then we have like 1970s, the first AI winter. From 1980s, we have the expert system, first industrial AI that we had developed. And we have like 1977, the Deep Blue beat the chess champion Kasparov, and we have 2011, Watson win the Jeopardy. That was an amazing journey. And we have like from 2012 to 2016, the deep learning boom and the image, those things started exploding around. And we have the 2016 AlphaGo defeat the world champion. And 2020s, we have ChatGPT down for to generate images. We have Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, to help us write code, to work with us as a peer programmer, peer assistant for programming. And now we are in the new era of agentic AI, which is an auto GPT that allows the AI to be able to plan and act. Now, I will come back to this picture and just to make a point, but later on, I don't know if you guys can take note of the picture, and then I will circle back to it at the end of the class. Now, there is a spectrum in AI, which is like the narrow AI. They tend to solve a certain problems, like a certain task of AI. Not the certain task of AI, but a certain task or a certain problem that we have. This narrow AI, like Siri can only do the things that you are asking it to do. For example, you cannot ask Siri to go and drive your car. Siri will not be able to drive that because it's a narrow AI. It doesn't know how to drive. The only thing it knows is those commands that you're giving it, and then it's doing it. Likewise, ChatGPT. So these narrow AIs are AIs that are just good at solving some certain problems, and they are just good at that. And that is why they are called as narrow AI. We have another sort of spectrum of AI where uh, we have general AI, human like they have so much flexibility to reason, but we're not really quite yet there really. But we're just in between the narrow AI and the general AI at the moment, because uh, the AI that we have are not yet like human. They're not really having much flexible reasoning to say. And then the next spectrum in the AI would be the super AI, which is beyond human intelligence. Theoretically, it's just a speculation of how those AI will actually be. So we haven't achieved really a general intelligence, really like a machine with a broad, really vast number, good knowledge that is more to that of a human. But yet AI system seems to be advancing really. If you can imagine some of the example that I just mentioned here, it shows us that AI has actually been evolving, and we can say that each comes faster than the last really. The speed is actually exponential. And we can say that AI is a matured field driving real products. Many products are there in the market, and there is a heavy continuous innovations that are happening around the AI, which is technically like it's just a norm of a new technology that is emerging, revolutionizing everything and making things turn around really. So, why do this really matter? Knowing the spectrum helps us to know like how to use the AI, and also helps us to prepare in terms of ethics and societal impact that this AI are actually going to make in our society or in our lives or in our companies. So I do hear people talking about like AI is going to take over the world, AI is going to take human, AI is going to destroy the whatever. To be honest, many of us really, before AI will actually destroy humans, all of us, I might say, many of us, 95% of us will already be dead by then, before AI will really get to super intelligent to be able to, yeah, have a uncontrollable power to understand things. And the fact, just what mentioning is that there is no AI that is not having a human behind it. Every system, every AI is developed by a human, and either AI is used for good or for bad, it's still not the fault of the AI, because it's a human behind it that has imprinted their own mindset or their own whatever into the AI, which pushes it to do that. And since the AI, just to mention that AI is actually something that aims at pleasing humans, really. The main goal of AI, it's just it wants to pleases you. I don't know if you're using ChatGPT mostly, you know that ChatGPT will never tend to argue with you that much in order to prove a point of anything. It's just like, yeah, it can apologize to you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care if you say something is wrong. ChatGPT might just try to prove you, for example, yeah, whatever, but you can convince it and then it will be happy. If it sees reasonable fact, it will be convinced. So in a nutshell, it's just there to, yeah, please you, make you happy because of the ethics that are built around the AI um, at the moment. So we will look at like AI. It's actually across the industries which we have actually mentioned. We have like in technology and software, we have AIs that are generating code, AI that are automated to test things. And we can see like in the e-commerce and the retail, we have like personalized recommendations. When you go to Netflix, those of us that watch Netflix, you see some of the movies that Netflix is recommending for you. These are called personalized recommendations because they are making these recommendations based on the movies you have watched. And now, just to mention that the same thing happens on your TikTok timeline, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on whatever social media feed that you use. Now, these systems are recording every micro millisecond you're spending on any video or on any content, I should say, that you are spending in that particular platform. And they use this in order to be able to generate a personalized recommendations for you. So in the case like you've started watching a Netflix movie and they know like, okay, you like this kind of genre. The genre you like, maybe you're watching half of the movie, you're watching maybe 5 seconds, 10 minutes, 1 minute, whatever the length of, they tend to take those things in account in order to be able to generate the recommendations because based on the likelihood that you will watch this or you will like this. And the same thing happens around our social media feeds, really. And you have like inventory management, which is done by Amazon, and many other things are actually done. And there are a lot of groundbreaking things that are happening in the e-commerce that AI is actually taking care of that. And we have like in the finance space, we have fraud dictation that is happening using AI to be able to dictate if a transaction is fraudulent or not. And we have like algorithmic trading, which is one of the things that we are doing in Candleweb. We're using algorithm in order for the AI to be able to trade, to scan the market and look for trading opportunities that one can actually use to uh, that you can leverage to trade. So AI is actually in the industry and is in different spaces. Now we look at the healthcare sector. AI has been used for drug discovery. So the ability of AI is to be able to empower us that drug discovery will be quicker and faster than it used to be because there is a vast number of data that AI can be able to analyze and come to a conclusion and help the scientists arrive to a faster result than ever. And we have, which one of the example I've mentioned, disease diagnosis, which is one of the things that AI is helping to be able to give a faster diagnosis on diseases around people in the hospital. So in the healthcare, AI is used heavily, and we have one of it that's the creative act. AI now can generate like music, it can generate a video, it can generate an image. We have like OpenAI Sora, we have Midjourney, which allow you to be creative. But all you just need to do is to tell them what kind of image or what kind of result that you want. And based on your imagination, they tend to create those things for us, which means that you don't really need to be able to do those things yourself. You can leverage AI to be able to do that. And we have like AI also on the transportation system. We have things like autonomous vehicles. We've seen like Tesla cars that are driving themselves. We have Waymo. We have many other self-driving cars that we see. We have like route optimizations, which Google Maps uses in order to optimize the route that the car should actually take to the destination that it's heading to based on life fit. And these are mostly on driving cars. So this is really like AI is now into every sector, every industry that we are interacting with today. It's just that it's not really too pronounced that we might say, but it's coming up in a bit. So we have like customer service. We have many of the systems now that we see. Some of us call centers now. You don't get to speak to the agent itself directly. You are attended by a bot or a robot or a voice attendant. They will tend to attend to you in answering some of your queries, except in the case where the AI cannot be able to handle those things, then it passes it to a human um, call representative to be able to answer that. So the call agent only comes in mostly on queries that the AI cannot handle at the moment. And we have also chatbots that we have used on many platforms. Some of them handles those queries for us and they pass it on to human when they cannot handle it themselves or when we request them to do that. And yeah, it tells you that AI is really in every part of it now. So we also have like in recruitment, we have AI automating like job search and applying for us. We have like AI job agent and other things in the recruitment space. So it's everywhere. We have like project management. It allows autonomous task execution and coordination. So the AI is able to learn that. We have many other sectors like education. AI enable personalized learning experience for people um, to to intelligently decide on like what the student should learn, how they should learn it, like the pace and the style, providing to the student based on the student weakness or analysis that the AI has analyzed on the student. So, like for example, an AI math tutor can give an easier or a more detailed explanation to a student if it senses like the student is confused or struggling to understand the concept. It can break it down to a lower level or a layman or in a relatable context that the student can be able to relate. The same thing also can go around like grammar and content. Yeah. The result is that the teacher might have much times to be able to focus on like maybe one-to-one mentoring and stuff like that to get the student curriculum tailored to what they need and things like that. And we also have AI in like manufacturing too. It's every industry really. Factories are becoming more like smarter, handling some of the things, automating some of the manufacturing process done from A to Z. And recently, there are some black industry. What do they call it? I think black industry or what they used to call it that allows an AI an industry mostly is around in China really now dark industry or something I can't remember the exact name that allows the AI to operate in a space where they are autonomous, like nobody checks on them. They operate into A to Z on the production, on the manufacturing, which helps in having a higher productivity and a lower cost, and also improve the safety of people because AI is going to handle everything for you. So yeah, there is a lot of things that is actually happening in the AI space, and we can look into that. So I would say in conclusion, AI empowers us really to have speed and scalability because it can be able to process a very big number of data faster than we can. It can be able to improve or scale up based on the requirement that, and then it also just is able to recognize a good pattern around the data that we or trends and things like that that we would probably overlook. And we've spoken about automations and then continuous learning that happens in the machine learning. And that's actually what makes it a machine and the world with the learning. So it allows the machine to learn based on the feedback loops that we keep providing for it and the creative and the generative. So yeah, I think that is that from me. And I think I will ask, does anyone have a question before I will ask my question? I think I can stop here. That's the end of what we have here.
So awesome. Thank you so much, Abel, for that wonderful lecture. You did share a lot of value. So I think Abel already talked about AI in education and a lot of other things. I think for those of you who don't know any particular AI platform for education, I think you guys should check out things like Khan Academy, right? Check out Khan Academy. They have a wonderful AI tutor that has been helping a lot of children who are actually using it for much more personalized education. So I'll share a story of mine since we still have a little bit of time. I think it was when I was in primary school. I think that was before I kind of disliked maths, which is not a good thing. But there was this class we had that I think it was our teacher then that gave us an assignment to do in class. And by the time we're done on some of the assignments, I actually get the answer correctly. But yeah, I mean, you know how most primary schools and secondary school and then tertiary institutions are in Nigeria. You guys are like 50 or 20 something in class. So the teacher can't pay like specific attention to you. So when I submitted my assignment and everything, I saw some of my colleagues, some of my classmates that had the same answer as mine. They marked right, and then I was marked wrongly. And then when I met the teacher, I was like, okay, I don't understand was marked wrongly since I got the answer correctly, all of that. And then he told me that I didn't use the formula that was I was supposed to use. And I was like, okay, if the formula is very important, right? How come I use a different formula? I use like a different approach, and then I still got the answer correctly. What the teacher just told me is, David, you got to go to your seat, go and sit down. And that was it, right? But if that was like an AI, right, tutor, let's say that is being used by a human teacher, you would have been able to analyze my approach and then maybe probably giving me a different question just to let me know that, okay, my approach probably works for this particular question, but it will work for others. But because of the fact that we're really personalized, I just had to just go and sit down and just feel like feeling like that. So there are other examples of how you can actually have AI do a lot of stuff for you. And social media is one of them. Voice 5 times and be like shoes, shoes, shoes.
Hello, David. You were breaking. Oh, you were breaking. I don't know if you're still speaking, Cha. Hello, Isaac. Are you there?
Oh, yes,
Um.
I'm here with you. I
Okay.
believe David has network difficulties.
Um. So I wanted to ask, did any of us spot anything wrong with this image here? Did anyone spot anything? Isaac, if anyone is raising
Okay,
their
I
hands.
think everyone's mic is yes, everyone's mic is currently muted. Alright, David is back. He asked that I unmute him. So if you have a question or you want to ask a question or you want to answer Mr. Abel's question, you can drop a reply or you can raise up your hand, then we would unmute you. And
Abel,
also today's
yeah,
attendance sheet is
yeah,
live.
Sorry?
Abel, the image you're talking about, so what you're still sharing is your lecture material. I don't think you're sharing the image. Personally, I
No.
can't see it.
It's the image I'm sharing is the brief history of artificial intelligence. Is the image that I'm asking about.
I don't see it. Yeah, see the image. Can you just react for that in the comment section? I would be sure you're seeing it. For me, I'm seeing your presentation.
Yeah, it's on the presentation that I'm talking about. This image here.
Oh,
This image.
from my end, it's just text I'm saying. In fact, as a matter of fact, you're at the section where about why this
Uh,
spectrum matters.
is that did I stop sharing? I don't know. I'm sharing
Yeah,
again.
you just stopped. Yeah. So guys, while Abel is sharing the image again, you guys can drop your questions. If you have any questions, just raise your hand and we're going to unmute you for you to ask your questions. We're just going to take um, 3 questions because of time. We want to ensure that this particular class doesn't exceed 1 hour. So if you have a question, just raise your hand. And then for, I think I forgot to share this. This is actually a certification course. So we do give certification to show that you actually completed this course. And the way we do it is we usually share attendance and fees for our platform so that we're able to keep track of those that are actually participating in the class because we want to make sure that you just don't have the certificate rather, but you also have the necessary knowledge that is being disseminated within this course. So if you don't have an account with Candleweb yet, create an account. And if you have any questions, please do ask and would help you navigate the platform easily. And just an extra, one of the extra reasons why we have the attendance and all those things on the platform is because we make sure that the certificate is something that is verifiable. So no one can fabricate it and be like they participated and they are certified from this course. We have it on our platform that people can easily, recruiters, your friends or family can easily verify that you actually did take the course and you did graduate from this course. So for those of you that are new to this course or new to Candleweb generally, Isaac, please share the link to the website. You can easily just create an account with your Google account. You go to Get Started, you'd see where we have continue with Google. So you can just easily use that to create your account. Yeah, so for those of you, I'm suspecting most of you are using mobile app. So just go to, just as Isaac said, you click on the 3 dots on your right, you'd see Get Started. Click on that, you'd see the registration page, and you can easily create your account and get started. So Isaac, Abel, can continue. The image you're talking about, is it a brief history of artificial intelligence? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the image. I think it's okay. We can save the time for us and just move on. Now, the reason why I decided to stay at this image is because I prompted ChatGPT to generate me the image based on the data I gave it. However, I've actually spoken about these things here, right? And we can see that even here, the things I have here, you can see that some of them are having spelling errors while generating the image. So the text, like you can see, like all this, some of them are not properly spelled and things like that. And you can see all these things. Yeah. So if you're just worried about AI taking over whatever you can, whatever work, whatever it is, you should not worry, really. AI is still at its infancy state. All you just need to do, regardless, is to upskill. Augment your skill with AI or skill up with AI, because things, jobs or roles that are repetitive tasks will actually be replaced by AI, as we have discussed earlier. They are going to be replaced by AI. But things that requires a more creative and a more like a problem solving kind of a role, then you can augment AI. So it's going to be you and AI working together to be more productive and to be more accurate, to be more performant in that case. So yeah, just wanted to highlight that. I think that's just that from me. Thank you, everyone. And we can also connect on LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn.
Yeah, yeah. We would. I think within the attendance and the post for this course, we already, I think in the comment section, I already mentioned Abel. I think our content developer kind of forgot to mention Abel in the post, which of course, if it was an AI, he probably wouldn't forget that based on the prompt. But yeah, you can follow Abel on LinkedIn at Nazeh Abel. Abel is always open to answer your questions and all of that. So if you have questions there, or you want to learn more, or you just want to follow him for you to be able to get educated from the contents he shares about AI and other advanced technologies, you can always easily follow him there. And then lastly, does anyone have any questions? We're taking just 3 questions. So if you have a question, you would see the React button. You can easily click on that and then raise your hand, and then we would unmute you for you to ask your question. For those that are asking about the attendance, once you create the account and you've logged in, just simply go to the tax section, click on the menu to the tax section, and then I think there you're going to see the attendance. Has anyone been able to fill out the attendance and all of that? Tosin, I don't know, yeah, Tosin, I see you share the screenshots. So you shouldn't use this option. Yeah, you shouldn't use this option. Go back, you're going to see continue with Google. This option you're using to register is if you're using a decentralized browser like MetaMask or Trust Wallet, because we're a decentralized platform. But you can just go back and then you see continue with Google at the bottom of the previous page, and you can use that to create your accounts. Awesome, awesome. Mutsunrayo, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Forgive me if I'm not. I see you've already filled out the attendance. Maybe you can share how you were able to do this. Then Deco, that's Salewa Deco. Yeah, if you've continued with Google, I don't think you have to click on any 3 dots anymore, because once you continue with Google, you get logged in. Then just from your menu, since you're using your laptop, you're going to see your menu by your left-hand side. You're going to see task, I think task or my task. Then click on that and you'll be able to see the attendance. So for those that it's saying no task, that might just be your network. So maybe just click on portfolio and then go back to the task page and you'll be able to do that. Awesome, awesome. I think this is okay, yeah, shake. Yeah. So I think all you have to do is share your um, share the link. So what I'm supposed to do that is you're supposed to share the link to um, your um, your reaction or comment or something to the particular post that was there. So that way actually I'm present in this course. So you just do that and then you share that there. Awesome, awesome. Israel, that's a wonderful recommendation. Isaac, Israel said if we could have like a screen recording that would share on the WhatsApp group so everyone would be able to follow with that. Sheikh, what you should do is click on the task. It should take you to the post for this particular course. It's going to be on LinkedIn. So when you go to that post, comment and all of that, and then copy the link to your posts or your comment on the post, and then share your link on that place that you entered your name, and then click on proceed. Awesome. I see you're done. Yeah, Aminu was one of our um, students from the previous course. I mean, it's good to have you join us again. Awesome, Idris. Well done. Because this change of the focus on this platform, um, get all of us. All right, all right. So we're going to be ending the lecture here. We're going to be having the next lecture next week. I can't post a link because my account was blocked.